Hey guys, so this is Val with a podcast, Rant with a Purpose. I have a really awesome person here, as you can see with her hat, her beanie. Her name is Edwana, and she is here to tell you about a special program that she is trying to start. So, Edwana, why don't I'll let you hit it off because it's more exciting when it comes from you.
Hi, I'm Edwana, and I'm starting a nonprofit recovery house, transitional home for men next month. And it's for recovering addicts or people, coming out of prison. Uh, and I have a home with 10 beds, and that's what I have.
And you have a lot more than that. But I mean, like a big heart, right? And
Yes.
Edwana, this is going to be the location is in Philadelphia.
Yes.
So, anybody else connected, know anybody who might need help, please reach out to us and we'll forward you to Edwana. And Edwana, this is really cool and special. And I didn't even know how to approach this, right? Like when you told me that this is what you were going to do, I was like, this is amazing. But I know it is a long process in the making, a lot of dedication, a lot of research on your part as well. Um, would you mind just walking us through how you came up with this idea to do this? Like, what was your inspiration and the processes that you took to make this happen?
And so I wanted to open up a recovery house years ago, like in 2009. I started looking into it, and there was just so much information out there, and I didn't quite know where to start. And then, I worked full time and, married and was taking classes at Temple, and my husband was sick. So I kind of got sidetracked. With the process of moving forward with the recovery house. So I kind of put it on a back burner. Um, and my husband passed away 2 years ago now. And so now I have time. And so I re-looked into it and I was started doing some more research. And I came across a mentor, on how to open a halfway house, recovery house. And his name is Keith Humes. And he kind of, walked me through a lot of the processes. So that's how I kind of, got it started again. I looked into it again and I found him. So he helped me a lot with
Amazing.
starting, the recovery house.
Yeah. No, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I'm so sorry to hear about your husband. That must have been a big loss for you.
Yeah.
Um, and it's just amazing what you're doing. I know it's been months since we last spoke,
Hmm.
and you were kind of in the midst of it, and now you're at the home stretch, almost there next month, right?
Yes.
Um, can you give a little bit, I guess like a description or like because I know you have uh your reasons for doing this. Um, if you don't mind just sharing a little bit on that, and then also what your hopes are for, running a successful home.
And so, well, drug addiction ran in my family since I can remember. So my mother's sisters, my father was, addicted to drugs. And in fact, my father passed away from drug addiction when I was 4. And here recently, my cousin just passed away in 2003, in drug addiction. So I know, the effects of drug addiction because my whole family just about, been on drugs. So uh, when I was, I think, 20, my mother actually got clean. So she went to a recovery house, a rehab and everything, and it made all the difference in the world. So, if I could give hope to somebody, and help them, get clean, I know the difference it makes to, get clean and get off drugs. So, this is just I guess, my contribution, to help somebody get clean. And this is the way I can help.
and I think it's a really big way that you can help.
Mhm.
Because as you probably hear me mention this, that I also I volunteer at a free clinic in South Philly. It used to be in the center city, but now it's in South Philly. And I also try to go out and do meal serving. And it is hard, like sometimes, like when you're helping at just that one instant moment, you feel like you want to do more,
Mhm.
but you can't. Uh, like you can't take these people home, or like
Mhm.
you see them in the clinic and you're providing services or whatever services they need, but the one thing you can't do is housing, right? Like you can maybe help out with like food, you can help out with clothing maybe, but the shelter is so important and there's such a big need for
Mhm.
it. Um, so what you're doing is truly amazing because some of these people struggle. It's not that they don't want to be better, they just don't have that opportunity.
Yeah, or the environment to even stay clean once they get clean, because a lot of people when they, on drugs, the family like tired of them, whatever. And a lot of them don't even have a place to go.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
this is a way, they can just continue their sobriety, have a safe, environment where they can, work on their recovery.
Yeah, and that's just amazing. And I know you mentioned you had a mentor. So I
Hmm.
feel like a lot of us who try to do things, um, like I feel like we're more grounded, we're more successful when we have somebody helping us and just kind of guiding us and just
Hmm.
or even just like a motivation, like yeah, you can do it, or here's the resources, you know, here's what you have to go and look for. And I have had, similar mentors along the way too, right? Like just sounding boards. Um,
Hmm.
so that's amazing. And then, one day you'll be able to be a mentor for someone else who
Yeah.
wants to do something similar.
Hmm.
So if there's anybody, else that is looking to do something similar to Edwana, please let us know. Put in a comment and I'll make sure, we reach out to you and can connect more because I think we need to connect more people like you um, who are doing things, right? Like maybe I see somebody or maybe I know somebody, from a drug recovery clinic or coming out of prison too, um, that may need home and housing. And then just really happy and grateful that I know you. We actually, I don't think we mentioned it on this chat yet, but Edwana and I used to work together. And we were different shifts and we never really spoke much, right? Because it's just so busy. Like when you're at work, you barely have time to talk. It's just a smile, and then you have to run and do whatever you're doing. And then before you know it, it's over. I don't think you get to talk much unless if you're in the same, uh, I would say, shift or work environment, like where you get the opportunity for some downtime. We just never had that because where we worked was quite busy. But I could just tell from your smile that I knew you were somebody special.
Well, thank
I
you.
have to I
I
have to say
also
that.
I also remember all the snacks you used to give us, all the candy. That was so nice.
That
Hmm.
or was it just like a way of getting rid of all the candies at home? Because we have a lot of candies at home. Oh,
I
I'm so
remember
glad.
that. I
I'm so
remember.
glad. I'm so glad you remember that
Hmm.
because I don't even know if I was allowed to bring in food. So there we go. Or maybe it was the break room. We'll call it the break room
Yes.
snacks. Oh, like I knew, like I knew somebody, like I can almost tell that somebody is special when I'm looking at them and such a kind heart. But my only regret
Same.
is that I, wish that we had spoken more and spent more time. Um, but we're actually spending time tomorrow. We're both gonna go out to Chosen 300 in the Center City location. There's a lot of needs there. Like folks always need help with like serving meals. And then sometimes I'm there, with the blood pressure and stuff like that. And then sometimes people just want to talk.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised, like at some of the differences you can make by just listening to folks,
Hmm.
and then maybe helping them um, to whatever path that they need.
Oh, and I wanted to mention that the recovery house is for men. So the one I'm opening now is for men. And then in the future, maybe, women. But I feel like if we can get our men together, you know,
Hmm.
get them, situated, the women and children, they just fall in line. So I just think, starting with men is,
Hmm.
is for
Absolutely.
now. Hmm.
Yeah. And there definitely is a need at one, I have to say. So ideally, if we want to be greedy, we'd start with everybody, but
Hmm.
you start at one place at a time.
Yeah.
It's already amazing that you're actually putting the work to do this. Um,
Take
and then on top of working full time, because this isn't like your full-time job, you can't
right.
suffice on this alone. So kudos to you. You just really inspire me to do more. Like there's always, more that we can do.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I think I can't wait to hear the updates that you have, and I'm sure everybody here can't wait either. And by the way, Edwana is still in the beginning of the phases. So if anybody has tips on grants for a recovery house, or if they want to help her, initiate stuff like that, because it goes a long way for grants and stuff like that, right? So any expertise, you don't necessarily have to be a healthcare provider, right? Like if you're just somebody who has experience in grants, or even the grant making, it really helps.
Yes.
Word of mouth helps as well. Put in the chat, let us know so we can get Iwana some support. We got to
Appreciate
support.
it.
You're like our local hero here at Iwana.
I
Um,
appreciate all the help.
yes, yes. And we'll be talking more and hearing more from Edwana. Thank you.
Thank you.